All right, so I'm recording this solving of this example. There is a US company. So yes, so there is a US company. I'm solving from, so US is an importer and New Zealand is exporter. So the US company is going to buy something from New Zealand for 5 million, okay? So let's call it 5 and 6 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it is in New Zealand dollars. So I can call it NZD, basically. And let's say that the payment would be made after 90 days. Am I right? And the payment would be made in, and it will be paid in New Zealand dollars. So there's no risk to the New Zealand company. They would receive 5 million New Zealand dollars anyways. The problem of fluctuation is with the US company, okay? So therefore, the risk management must be done by the US company, not the New Zealand company. And the current rate is the current exchange rate. If you have to make the payment right now, which is very unlikely because the companies do not make this whopping amount of payment on the spot. You buy some credit, okay? So the current New Zealand dollar to USD, yeah, exchange rate is 1 equal to 0 point, how much? 0 point? 0.80. 0.80. It means that it has to be 2 digits. So I want to format that 2 decimal points. Number 2 decimal point here. If the payment is made now, I can call it, okay, let's call it 14th of March 22, doesn't matter. So if the payment has to be made today, the payment would be 4 million New Zealand dollars. The US dollar. Is it fine? Yeah. I removed the comment because this comment was given. Yeah, but this comment is okay. However, in the foreign trade, companies do not pay in cash at the time of transaction. Raw, the payments are made later on. So this is just a theory, okay? Look, this is the way I want you to answer in the exam. If you find some solution on a calculator and write one-liner and say this is the answer, don't expect marks from me. So sorry, I'll be very strict because calculation is only one part of the answer. The other part is understanding, interpretation, inferences, okay? So even if your calculations are perfectly great and nothing is explained, no step-by-step answer, and by the way, you have the templates and you're not answering in the classroom, so you don't need to memorize anything. You can do the exam at home, just open the sample spreadsheets and use them. It's so simple for you. So then the answer should be properly given as in a very professional way. So this, I don't remove. The due date of payment, because it's 90 days, so it will be, what date? So it'll be 6, right? So it'll be 6. Okay. Then, yeah. So the Canadian dollar, okay, this is something is not necessary here. This is not necessary here. This is not necessary here. This is not necessary here. The fear of the US company, is that New Zealand dollar can appreciate. And as a matter of fact, there's no fear to the to the New Zealand company because they are getting New Zealand dollars anyway. So there is nothing to worry about. Okay. So what you do on 14th of March, like on the spot date, the New Zealand company the US company goes to HSBC. Okay, the US company goes to the HSBC. I can assume that this is the spot rate. Assuming that transaction takes place on 14th March 22. Just imagination, so that you don't get confused. And explain this problem to the HSBC. And HSBC says, hey, don't worry, we have a solution for you. Come on, why are you afraid of? Let's sign a contract right now. How much you will pay us on the due date, and how much at what rate we sell you the New Zealand dollars. So basically, this American company make a contract with HSBC that we need New Zealand dollars. How much? 5 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Specified currency is New Zealand dollar. Specified time is 3 months. 3 months means the due date is 13/6, right? June. Specified exchange rate is 1 New Zealand dollar to US dollar. What rate they agree to make the payment? What was this rate? Let's check. Yeah. So the deal is done on, where is the text? 90, right? Okay. The deal is that it's 0.90. 2 digits. How can I do format? Format cell, number, 2 decimals. Yeah. So it means that, look at the relief this US company has on current spot rate on 14th of March 22. The company knows that on 13th of June, it would pay American dollars 4.5 million, and in turn will get 5 million New Zealand dollars, and it would transfer the money to the New Zealand company, and then everything is happy. Now, they don't have to worry on everyday basis if exchange rate is going up and down. And look, one thing, even the common sense says that the New Zealand company, the US company should buy the forwards. Why? Look at the rate. The spot rate is 90 cents. The forward rate is 93 cents. Sorry. The spot rate is 80 cents. The forward rate is 90 cents. It means there is a projection in the market that New Zealand dollar is likely to appreciate. In other words, it's wiser, even on another level, for the US company to buy the currency forwards. And look at that. Here, you also have to give a theory. Look, when you are a US company and you make a contract with HSBC, what is agreed? Specified currency in this question is New Zealand dollar. Specified amount is 5 million New Zealand dollar. Specified date is 3 months from now. And specified rate of exchange is this one. So these 4 are very important element of the contract. If one of them is missing, the contract is not legally binding. And once these 4 things are signed, one copy with the American company, the other company with HSBC, what we call the contract is logged in. Neither HSBC can withdraw from this contract, nor the US company. If any party tries to withdraw, there can be serious legal repercussions on them. So nobody would dare to withdraw from this contract. It's so legally strong. The forwards, just to repeat, The forwards are over-the-counter contract because it's not something you bought from the market. It is tailor-made between you and the bank. It's negotiated things, okay? So it's not something you have bought from the stock market or anywhere. And there's no secondary market. Like, for example, the transaction took place on 14th of March, 22, and imagine that I signed it. Now, next day, I don't want to buy anything from New Zealand. Okay, I can cancel my contract with the New Zealand company, but I can't cancel my contract with the HSBC Bank. So on 13th of June, even though I don't need New Zealand dollars now, I have to buy. I have to pay 5 million, I have to pay 4.5 million American dollars to get 5 million New Zealand dollars. So if I say to the bank, Mr. Bank Manager of HSBC, our contract with the New Zealand company is cancelled, they would say, it's your problem, not ours. Because the contract is lock-in. In the stock market, what happens? If you buy the shares of a company and the share price goes up, you can sell to somebody else. You know why? Because there is secondary market available. Shares are not over the counter. Stock is not over the counter, but this contract is over the counter. Okay, so just imagine on 13th of June, 22, 3 months later, New Zealand dollar and the US dollar. Was it 93? Look, had you not been in forward contract, if there was no hedging, you would have paid 4.6 million American dollars to buy 5 million New Zealand dollars. So even economically, this is rational to buy the forwards. It's like having the insurance company, you get protection, and at the same time, you get the money back from after 1 year. Like yesterday, I got a notice from my insurance company that, Shab, you've been a very good driver. We want to refund some of the insurance premium to you. So what happens? I get protection from the company, right? At the same time, I'm also getting some money from them. So the same way you are saving how much? You are saving basically quite a big money, minus this much. You are saving 1.5, is it? No, 150,000 US dollars by entering into the forward contract. I would even say that even if it was a loss, I would still go for it. Because in the absence of forwards, the loss can be basically infinity. The loss would have been way more potentially. So this is good for me that on the one hand, I get insurance. On the other hand, I get refund. It's like you save money in the market. You would have paid 4.65 million American dollars. In the forward contract, you only pay 4.5 million American dollars. So you end up saving 150,000 American dollars. I would say that even if it was a loss, then I would still go for the forward contract, because in the absence of forward contract, the loss could be basically anything. And I don't want that situation in the first place, okay? What I'm gonna do is, I will also save this file and share with you so that you have 2 examples too. Does it make sense? Is it fine? Okay, now, one last thing you do before we end the session is that you do number 6, because here you think like the exporter. So number 4 and 5, you think as a import, but here you are the exporter. And again, you are selling things to New Zealand, right? Do this thing, and I will try my best to find the solution and share with you as well. Let me save the file. Well, actually it is saved, no problem. Yeah, here we go. Number 6. Sorry, it's too high. So try to solve number 6. And now I can pause the recording because I would do it once we do again, yeah. Okay, so maybe I show you the solution to the second question, which you are thinking from the perspective of the exporter or seller. Once again, I have a, I take the screenshot, copy it. And now in here, I can actually paste it, maybe in how to. All right. Now, there are 2 things you need to keep in mind, that the spot rate is not given in this example, okay? Can you see that? There's no spot rate given. So which doesn't really matter actually, Basically what matters is the forward rate and the future forward rate, so that you can compare the gain or loss, okay? But all I can say here is that your spot date or the current date is how much? What is it? Sorry, not how much. What is the current date? The current date is 20th what? Is 20th June 2020, right? So this is 20 June 2020. And the future, or the forward contract date, I should say. Forward contract date is 22nd of September. 2020. This is fine. This we don't need. There's no contract, so we can just take it away. So delete comment. This is fine. The fear of this time again, you are what? The US company, but this time you're selling things to New Zealand, right? So what is the fear of the US company? The fear of the US company is the New Zealand dollars can depreciate against US dollars. And there's no real fear of New Zealand company here, yeah? So what you do, you go to HSBC and you sign a contract. The contract you sign on 20th of June 2020. You go to HSBC and tell your situation that Mr. or Miss Manager of HSBC, we have sold goods to New Zealand worth 15,575. Okay, 15,575. How many zeros? 15,575, 3 zeros, right? So basically, it is 15 million and then 15.775 million New Zealand dollars. So this is New Zealand dollar, by the way. Sorry? My apologies. 15,500. All right. Okay. Is it fine now? Okay. So you talk to the New Zealand, to the bank manager of HSBC that we have sold goods to New Zealand. Our importer, our buyer would pay us these many New Zealand dollars, and we are afraid that New Zealand dollar can go down and we get nothing from the revenue when we convert to the US dollars. So the specified amount is New Zealand dollar 5.575 million. The specified currency is, of course, New Zealand dollar. specified time is how many months? 3 months, ending on 20 September, right? September is 9, yeah? No, yeah, yes. And the specified rate of exchange is 1 New Zealand dollar equal to US dollar, how much? 97, okay, 97. 0.97. So this is what you agree already now, that whatever is the rate of exchange of New Zealand dollar against American dollar, one thing is for sure, that we would be getting 15.10 something million on the due date, right? Remember, this is in which currency? It's in US dollars. So if you don't see me, if you don't note it, please let me know. US dollars. So this is the US dollars, domestic currency. So what the note says on, I can edit it, on 22nd of September 2020. The US company, because this time you are not Belgian company as in the last case, the US company knows for sure that it will receive from the New Zealand buyer, New Zealand buyer, and you're not getting the euros because you're getting USD. And this is so this was June. USD 1510.775 USD on 22nd of September. So I'm just changing the comment, otherwise nothing much I'm going to change. All right, this is done. This is the lock-in contract. This is the deal. And the only thing is that if on 22nd of September, the forward rate was, not the forward rate, but the spot rate was New Zealand dollar 1 equal to USD, how much? 1:1. Then this you would have got, right? But then you never know. Look, in the hindsight, you can say, but you never know. So basically, you have got less money that you could have got in the forward, in the spot market, right? So I can say that, I can put a comment that the US company got lesser revenue by hedging, through hedging via currency forwards, which is a downside, However, the US company might have lost more revenue in the absence of currency forward contract. And I write in the red so that this shows that you have lost something. Yeah. But the thing is that even though you're losing something, but imagine the loss which would have occurred in the absence of the contract altogether. You see my point? But do you understand it or not? Is there anything you don't understand? Yeah. When you are exporter and your buying company is going to pay you in their domestic currency, you're always afraid of the foreign currency being depreciated, going down. And when you are going to buy something, you're always afraid of the price or the exchange rate going up. Like I think I told you one example that when you are planning to buy the house and the house prices are going up in the market, good for you or bad for you? You're planning to buy a house and the house prices are going up in the market. The housing market is very hot. Good for you or bad for you? Bad for you. But it's good for those people who have the houses. Huh? Yeah, those who are selling. Yeah, so it's good for them. On the other hand, when the housing prices market is going down, like now, it's good for the buyers, but it's bad for the sellers. Same thing. When you are an importer, you are afraid of the foreign currency going appreciated against your domestic currency. And when you are an exporter, you are afraid of the foreign currency getting depreciated against your domestic currency. That is why the outlook is very different. Okay. What I do now, I will save this file. Okay. And I'll make sure that I also share this one with you in the Moodle. Okay. Once I go to my desk. So is anything else you want to ask me? But did you understand the core idea? And remember, I'm repeating it. Now it's getting recorded. When you have similar type of question in the exam, I want the answer in the same format and with the same type of description. If you only solve it on a piece of paper with 2 sentences, calculation, and take a screenshot and share with me, you are taking a big risk, which cannot be managed. There's no forward which can. So make sure that follow the steps. Yes. No. The exam is online. You can do from home. The calculation things you can do in spreadsheet. Description thing you can do in the Word file. Yeah, both. So when you are submitting, remember on 8th of May, I would be here at 9:45 through Zoom, and the Zoom link, the normal class lecture link, you can follow for the Zoom meeting. Okay. From 9:45 to 10 o'clock, I would describe you the instruction, blah, blah, blah. 10 o'clock, exam starts, and 2 p.m., 4 hours later, there's a deadline, okay? And it should be done, submission should be done through the return box. And you can submit 2 files, Word file and the spreadsheet. 4 questions, do any 3. So life is so easy. So, but next week, 1st of May, I would be only having the revision session, right? Only revision session. Whatever we have done so far, we will be revising. If you have any questions, problem, please make use of that session. Yep. And in some point, actually, there is definition of normally the tech companies have less debt. Banks or even from the public. The big companies, like they issue shares to the public, they can also issue debt papers to the people as well. Okay, it is called commercial debt, or we call it corporate debt, corporate papers. They can raise. Look, if they don't have it, it means they don't need it. So we can't force them. As I said, the companies, yeah, Netflix is a company which by nature will not borrow more. Normally, the tech companies avoid borrowings. You know why? Because they are not good borrowers. And why not good borrowers? That I will explain in more advanced level finance courses. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Hope to see you on 1st of May in the revision session. Come with tons of questions. Come on. Lots of questions. Bring. All right, folks. So I take a leave of you and good luck. See you on 1st of May in the revision session. Bye-bye. And I would share this new spreadsheet with you in Moodle soon, maybe in a few minutes. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.